What could the federal government actually do to encourage job creation? Well, you'll hear the president's latest plans in the coming days. This time on Trifecta, what the president won't tell you because it actually might work. I'm PJTV's Scott Ott, joined by my colleagues Bill Whittle, creator of Afterburner on PJTV, and Stephen Green, creator of nearly everything else on PJTV. You know, since there's little risk of the president stealing our ideas, men, let's talk openly about what it takes to actually spur job growth. Stephen, the president has in the past invited in big corporate leaders like Jeff Immelt from GE to talk about how to get the economy going. Now, in general, we like it when politicians listen to actual private sector people. Is this the right approach? And what could he do to make it better?
Oh, great. Yeah, Obama's listening to the head of GE. This is a company that's so wired in. It's so able to game the system that they didn't pay any taxes in 2010. It's called rent seeking, and nobody is better at it than big business. They use regulations and the tax code and their influence in Washington to freeze out smaller competitors. Look, how does a small business compete with GM when they have to pay through the nose or GE, excuse me, and GE doesn't have to pay a dime? Look. You know, you got to kick Immelt out of the White House right now. The people Obama should be listening to are entrepreneurs, the guys who upset old markets and create new fortunes, not dinosaurs like GE.
Yeah, but Steve, the reason they didn't pay any taxes in the United States is because they could write off the taxes they paid to other countries. So that should make us all feel better. Hey, Bill, the stock market has been on a roller coaster and the price of gold on a rocket to the moon. Businesses are stockpiling cash and squeezing more productivity out of every worker, machine, and process rather than hiring and investing in capital goods. What does this tell you about what they foresee, these business people foresee in the economy, and how could the president bolster their confidence?
Well, first of all, who says it's not fun to live in the early 2010s, right? I mean, you get roller coasters, you get rocket rides. It's a thrill a minute. Look, all of these are little trends inside the mega trend. The mega trend is, and everybody knows it, that the regulatory environment and the tax environment is so unpredictable and so broken that businesses are hoarding money the way any other person would in times of uncertainty. If you think a hurricane's about to hit, you don't throw a big feast. You buy lots and lots of cans of beans and you stock them up until the hurricane's gone. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. So until these guys get out of the way, it's not going to get any better. So let's get them out of the way.
Sounds good. Steve, Republicans, conservatives, and libertarians have proposed everything from repealing Obamacare, simplifying the tax code, and slashing job-killing regulations to a 20% tax deduction for small business, and even closing the Departments of Labor, Commerce, Agriculture, Energy, and HUD. What one idea do you find most appealing?
You know what, there are a lot of good ideas there, but with the tax code, enough rebates and loopholes, incentives, they change all the time and they just make a muck out of things. I think it was Milton Friedman who said it was better to have a bad tax code that didn't change a whole lot to a good one that the politicians tinker with all the time. So I think the best thing we could do is repeal the 17th Amendment and go to a fair tax, a single 23% rate on everything with the same prebate given at the start of each month to every American so that people at the poverty level end up paying nothing. And from there, you basically set your own tax rate by how much you want to spend. It's zero compliance costs for individuals, which right now is 6.6 billion man-hours every year. You reward savings and investment. It's the way to go. Fair tax. Look it up.
Stephen Green's Trifecta this week looks back on the U.S. response to 9/11. What did we get right and wrong? Make sure you check out Steve's other PJTV shows under the golden link above that says More PJTV People. Well, Bill, other job-creating suggestions include a return to the gold standard, a 5-year moratorium on new regulations, a temporary holiday from taxes for repatriated overseas profits, eliminating the minimum wage for workers under 25, and no more extensions for unemployment compensation. What big job-creating idea would you share with a joint session of Congress this week?
You may know this better than I do, Scotty. What's a roll of duct tape cost? $2.50 maybe? $2.50?
It's about $1. $2.
Yeah. Let's say it's $2. I would commit federal spending to spend $2 on a roll of duct tape, and I cut it up into little pieces, and I'd first put it over the mouth of Maxine Waters. Because when Maxine Waters says that she's going to tax banks out of existence if they don't follow her strong-arm tactics, The president can give 50 speeches that won't make any difference at all. Businessmen listen to these elected politicians. There are 535 people who live in a democracy in the country, and the rest of us elect those people to represent us. And when they get up there and say, if you don't give us more of these policies that got you into trouble in the first place, we're going to tax you out of existence, that kills more jobs and more growth than anything else that these guys, any other levers they could pull. So buy a roll of duct tape, cut it into 535 small pieces, put it over the mouths of our representatives, and watch the economy soar.
You'll not find a better idea than that. Bill Whittle's Trifecta this week marvels at how the wheels are coming off the Obama mojo machine. Also, don't miss Bill's new PJTV interview with Andrew Card, the man who told President Bush that America was under attack. Well, this week I read Henry Hazlitt's classic little book, Economics in One Lesson, penned in 1948. So much of it seemed like it was ripped from today's headlines. 63 years later, Henry Hazlitt wrote, "At times, when there is a capricious government intervention in business, and when business does not know what the government is going to do next, uncertainty is created. Profits are not reinvested. Firms and individuals allow cash balances to accumulate in their banks. They keep larger reserves against contingencies." Well, Mr. President, the reason that businesses don't invest in new employees is because their cash is already tied up, investing against contingencies. I repeat, they're investing against you, Mr. President, and your contingent in Congress. For Bill Whittle, Stephen Green, and the entire Trifecta crew at PJTV.com, I'm Scott Ott.